All right, Michael here to give you the latest on what's happening out there in the weather community today so far. We're going to continue to roll this through, and as you can see, we do have a marginal risk of severe weather that's happening near Atlanta, Augusta, Savannah, Columbia, Charlotte, for multiple portions in the south and the middle part of the country, includes areas like Indianapolis, Kansas City, Casper, into areas of Denver. You also have that slight risk east of Denver, and then have that slight risk of severe weather that's going to be east of Indianapolis. But if you like content like this and want to be updated and be weather aware, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get right into it. So, as you have your tornado risk east of Indianapolis, is what you're going to be dealing with today. Wind threat east of Indianapolis as well. You're going to be dealing with that wind threat. Hail threat's going to be east of Denver. That wind threat is going to include Denver as well, as you got those dash lines, well, south of Denver. Going to be Garden City, area south of Lamar. You got to watch out for these areas, all those cities there in the dash lines. That's something you got to look out for. So as far as tomorrow, here's a look at our severe weather tomorrow. We have that slight risk of severe weather. Going to be areas east of Denver, as always. But then you have this area right here that's going to have a marginal risk of severe weather now, specifically south of Indianapolis, around areas of Virginia Beach and Roanoke, southwest of Washington, D.C. There is going to be a slight risk of severe weather. We do have that marginal risk. Tornado threat going to be mainly along this line, so this is going to be interesting. The tornadoes that we're having possible for areas of Washington, Pittsburgh, Columbus, and Dayton, even areas of northern and northeastern Cincinnati, Parkersburg, Morgantown. These are areas you got to look out for. You're going to be having the wind threat that's going to be into Sunday. You're going to have the wind threat. Areas of Denver, areas around Washington. Hail threat going to be areas east of Denver. Now, as far as your severe weather for tomorrow, you do have a marginal risk that's happening here. That's happening along the apps. This is going to be northeastern Alabama, northern Georgia, areas of the upstate of South Carolina, areas of the western North Carolina, and the Piedmont of North Carolina. You're going to be dealing with this marginal risk. Going to be areas for the middle part of the country, probabilistic. Remember, we're going to have those same areas that are marginal because we can't really see what's happening on Monday. We'll get an update on that in the near future. But as you remember, we did have that risk of severe weather, that risk went all the way down, I think, to Charlotte and Columbia. I think that was for today, close to Columbia. But that severe weather threat has backed up and went up north a little bit. So this is going to continue. It's not going to be a bigger area of severe weather. It's going to be mainly along areas of Indianapolis and things like that of that nature. So if we look at our tropical weather outlook and these systems down here, 10% chance in the disturbance too. Now here for Hawaii, this is actually going to be interesting. In 150 plus years, Hawaii could have its landfall, and we haven't seen a landfall in Hawaii, like I said, 150 plus years. 155, I think, to be exact. So these areas, this is going to be a Category 1 hurricane to seem to make landfall. This is going to be around Hawaiian Ocean View that you're going to be having this landfall if the cone goes in this area. Weakened to a tropical storm, going to have tropical storm conditions and hurricane conditions likely. That's why you have the hurricane warnings that I'll show you in just a second. And then it'll be a hurricane again as it moves on out. Then you have these islands out here that have the possibility of getting that hurricane depending on how far that cone extends. Then you have this area of tropical development that's possible, 30% chance there in the Pacific. And then you have 30% chance in the next 7 days as well in the Pacific. So El Nino is really doing its job out here, weakening these storm systems. So as you get out here towards the Atlantic, you do have a 10% the next 2 days and 10% the next 7 days. I mean, we were looking at these storms looking like they were going to do something, pack a punch. Maybe in the near future, we could see some more storms that we have to look out for that continue to roll off the coast of Africa. Not very sure yet. We're going to continue to look at that information, and we're going to bring you that data and stuff like that. So as far as our watches and warnings today, what do we have for our outlook? We have heat advisories for almost the entirety of Georgia. Heat advisories in effect for the areas of South Carolina into areas of North Carolina. Well, along the south, as you have extreme heat warnings for the low country as well. You got to watch out for those. And then you have those flood watches that are happening here. And then I want to go back to the Storm Prediction Center if I can just pull it up here. That's a mesoscale discussion. We got to look out for this area. Then let's actually zoom in on this. This really just caught my attention. If you live anywhere from Columbia to Myrtle Beach, you do have the probability of the watch probability 5%, wind up to 60 miles per hour. So if those storms continue to be severe or whatnot, we'll probably get a severe thunderstorm watch out of this. But we're not seeing any alerts there at the moment. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect for areas of western North Carolina near US 64 there. Special weather statement down here near Montgomery as that storm is heading in that direction. And that's going to be a special weather statement there for central Alabama. We have another mesoscale discussion. I don't know if this just popped up, but mesoscale discussion here up to 60 miles per hour, 20% chance of probability. We could get a severe thunderstorm watch. To be honest, depending on where these storms are going, I'm just going to move this radar here just to see. And to be honest, this is kind of squished between Charlotte. Would I be surprised if we get a severe thunderstorm watch for areas of Charlotte, Winston-Salem, and Greenville, Spartanburg, even down maybe close to the Atlanta metro? I wouldn't be surprised. But we're just looking at really some scattered showers and thunderstorms. But as we get into the afternoon, we're going to continue to see those showers and thunderstorms sort of develop. Now, we do have some red flag warnings, of course, in the west, as always, extreme heat warnings in the south, air quality alerts in the northwest, and some flood watches and flash flood warnings that are in effect. And I'm going to show you those flood. I'm going to show you, well, really what's happening at the moment. As you can see, the shower and thunderstorm activity with all of this heat, there's really sort of a block here, and that's why you're not getting as much severe weather here in the south. As you can see, the way that looped around that severe weather, and then you have that heat advisories that are in effect with those extreme heat warnings in effect as well. I'm going to show you the outlook here. Storm Prediction Center, you can see where the heat is around that area, and then you just have this, as you heard the term ring of fire, which I'm going to bring that up here. As you can see, just look at all of this severe weather. It's wrapping around in this direction like this, and then mainly along this area is where you're getting your temperatures, and I'm going to show you on the GFS model in just a second of those hot temperatures. Hot temperatures here in the south as well, of course, but you can see we're mainly that dry, hot areas, and that we need the rain for areas of Lubbock, Dallas, Fort Worth, Oklahoma City, Little Rock, Memphis. These areas, shower and thunderstorms would very well be needed to cool us down in some of these areas, so that's something we got to look out for. But that's something we've got to really, we're hoping for some showers and thunderstorms, not severe storms, but showers and thunderstorms, or showers, just rain in general in these areas would help cool us down. Weather Prediction Center, speaking of flash flooding, once again, you have that ring of fire situation, and all of the heat is in this area that has no flooding possible areas of Denver. I mean, just look at that heat risk. As you can see, it turns to that direction. It's going down from Denver and then just makes a sort of a swish, and then look at this marginal risk of flooding, just moving around these areas. Shower and thunderstorm activity, moderate risk of flooding going to be north of Indianapolis. It's going to be Columbia. I don't know if it's Lafayette, but that area, Fort Wayne, Dayton, Parkersburg, you're going to be dealing with the moderate flooding tomorrow. Moderate flooding going to be mainly in West Virginia. Going to be around Glenville, Sutton, and Elkins for your day 3 outlook. Marginal flooding is possible for these areas as well. We might as well continue it. You know, this could change in the upcoming days, but then we have some flooding for Chicago, possible west of Chicago, marginal risk there. So around these areas, around Texas, Louisiana, Oklahoma, the middle parts of the country, the south central U.S., we're just not really seeing that much rainfall in these areas, but we are hoping for this rainfall because these are dry conditions out here with the continuous heat, dry conditions. It's just hot. We need rain to help at this point because it's just continuing to be constant rain showers constant heat over and over, and we need some rain showers to help support what is basically happening here. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not surprised if there's a drought over there. There probably is. It's just continuous heat over and over and over. And I'm going to show you here GFS model. And look, it's already hot in Texas and Oklahoma. And 102 in Dallas, 91 in Oklahoma City. South Oklahoma City's hotter. Yeah, 99 of these areas. Wichita, 100 degrees that you're dealing with in these areas here. So as we get the shower and thunderstorm activity, we continue to move 99, 102 as you get into areas of Charlotte. We're continuing to move this across 105, and these are not the heat indexes. Heat indexes in some of these areas up to 115 degrees. Look, Oklahoma City just had 112 there. Heat index was probably well past even 115 in general. So we're going to continue to see these showers and thunderstorms that will continue to make it across areas of the eastern United States as well with these hot temperatures. But we have no rain showers whatsoever in the middle parts of the countries. These hot temperatures are going to plan on sticking around for multiple people. And it's definitely a weather risk that we have to look at, and it's not good. Just constant showers and constant heat in multiple areas of the United States. It's not good. And constant heat, just showers and thunderstorms, just heat and things of that nature. So as you can see here, this is the not H triple R, this is the GFS model. And as you can see, we're looking down here in the tropics. To be honest, we're not going to see anything much out of this, to be honest. We have the wind shear. This is an El Nino season. So this is going to be realistically not going to be an active tropical season. Now, maybe later on, as we get to peak tropical systems, it'll get interesting. But right now, we've seen the storms. They're not going to really do anything. But here's a look at the shower and thunderstorm activity. It doesn't. The GFS doesn't even like it showing us anything out there in the tropics, which is a good thing. Just nothing out there in the tropics whatsoever. Showers and thunderstorms continue across multiple parts of the south central parts of the mid-Atlantic. Those same areas that get the severe weather, we're just seeing it in the same areas over and over. HRRR model going to show you this is going to be the short range of what's going to happen. And as we have here, showers and thunderstorms near Chicago through your Saturday. Going to have some afternoon convection around Georgia and the Carolinas per usual. Then to Sunday, rinse and repeat cycle. Showers and thunderstorms. Going to have a lot of rain that's going to move over areas of New York. So that's something we got to look out for. But that rain could possibly bring some flooding in those areas. So if we extend some of those flood risk out there towards New York City, or even areas of the upstate New York areas in the mid-Atlantic and New England region, that we're going to have to watch out there for. But continue to see those showers and thunderstorm activities that's moving across middle parts of the country. Going to be moving southward. Shower and thunderstorm activity likely for multiple portions in the short range days. But we are seeing hot temperatures, and I saw this out of the National Weather Service in Columbia, South Carolina, and they were showing that even though we are going to get some pockets of some severe weather that's going to be happening, they're going to help just a little bit with this heat. But at the same time, heat index values as high as 110 are still possible for multiple areas across the NWS Columbia area. So that's something we still have to watch out for. So you may get cool for a second, but that heat is just going to latch on. This lingering heat is going to continue for multiple days in a row. And we're going to be expecting extreme heat warnings and heat advisories to stick around for multiple parts of the South. My name is Michael. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you out there in the weather community. Stay safe, stay hydrated. Also be weather aware if you're in those areas with severe weather. And I'll see you out there in the weather community. Stay safe.